Christmas Eve. Y'all off? Y'all working? What y'all doing? I'm just showing off my quilting. This is my mug rug. This is the quilt sandwich. I quilted it with red thread. You really can't see it on the front. I guess it blended in so good. You can't even really barely see the quilting line. It's supposed to be a red Christmas tree. I said I'm gonna do a red Christmas tree. I'm gonna do a red Christmas tree. And I can't even hardly see the red Christmas tree. And maybe I should have did white, but I don't feel like I should have did white. I just did red. But you can't hardly see the quilting lines on the front. See, you can see it. It's supposed to be a Christmas tree. It looks way better on the back than it does the front. But you can see the little quilting lines right there. And then if you come down to, oh, you can see it right there. Look at the little quilting lines. And then you can see where it comes down for the little trunk. See, I had to zoom in so y'all can see the little quilting line. Supposed to be a Christmas tree. I'm about to show the back. It looks much better on the back. But I did do my little Chris. You barely can see. Well, at least the threads blended in pretty good. So this is good because it's another red thread I got. It ain't blend in. How you doing? If you put your name in all caps, I can say hi. Hi to you. But yeah, I'm just showing off my little quilting. This is a quilted Christmas tree. It looks much better on the back. Let me show y'all the back. See, you can see it much better on the back. If you can just see the Christmas tree. But this is the back. Can y'all see the Christmas tree? The quilted Christmas tree? Barely part. Can y'all see the Christmas tree? The red Christmas tree? Do you see it? Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. Because you really can't see it on the front. But you can see it on the back. Hi, Charlie. Okay, so that's the little trunk part. Let me see. That's the little trunk part right here. And then you can see how it veers off. So, and I hand quilted. So I'm trying to perfect my hand quilting because, people love hand quilted stitches better than machine quilted stitches. But I said, let me come in on Christmas Eve and do a little Christmas Eve video, a little Christmas Eve live, I ain't gonna bother y'all on Christmas Day, so I said I'll come in on Christmas Eve and do a video on Christmas Eve, But yeah, can y'all see it? Can y'all see the Christmas tree, the quilted Christmas tree? Charlie said he could. So, I guess I could have did white thread on the front, but I didn't really want to do white thread. My decision was to quilt the mug rug, the quilt sandwich, using the red thread. And at least I know that red thread is a perfect match much for this fabric. So you can see my little hand quilted stitching line. So it is good, some good quilting going on here. Yeah. And you know, I like Santa Claus, and I like the word Merry Christmas, and there's Santa again, and then you got the little ornament. I think that's so cute, and his little face right there, and then I got this from my local quilt shop. And they had ran out the boat, but they had some little fat quarters there, so I got 2 fat quarters. And the little bells, I think that's so cute. So I try to, work with pretty good quality fabric in my quilting. When I do my quilt, I just love the word Merry Christmas. But yeah, this is a little backing fabric. And then you can see my little quilting lines. Yeah, I don't use bed sheets for my bag and fabric. I don't know where people got that from, but I never use bed sheets. But I guess people, they get what they want to get. But some people do stuff 'cause they don't know no better. But I normally I will get my favorite. I work with a set of prints, and I've been quilting 20 years, so I know what I'm doing. I work with a set of prints for a quilt, and whichever is my favorite, that's what I use for the bag and fabric. So y'all say y'all can see my little quilty Christmas tree. It's cute. It's cute. It's cute. It's a Christmas tree. It looks like a Christmas tree. I can barely see it on the front, but much better on the back. My little quilted Christmas tree. So all I gotta do is work on for my hand quilting. All I gotta do is work on getting my stitches to be smaller. I saw one YouTube video, she said 10 to 12 stitches an inch. Somebody else said the stitches don't need to be no more than a 1/4 inch big. So on my last video, I said that my quilting needed to be closer together. No, I need to work on making my stitches small. So I have to practice on my hand quilting until my stitches are small enough to be the 10 inches, 10 stitches an inch or 12 stitches an inch. But that just will come in time. But y'all can see my little quilted Christmas tree. I'm showing off my stitches. These are hand quilted stitches. So that's what I really want to work on perfecting is my hand quilted stitches. Yeah. Thanks to everybody. Stop by. Y'all in here. Make sure y'all subscribe and go and watch some of my other videos. I really need to get my watch out. What's up? Y'all put a 1 in the chat if y'all see my little hand quilted stitches. Yeah. Let's see. See, there goes some. See, these are not machine quilted stitches. These are hand quilted stitches. I couldn't find a hand quilted thread. So this is really thread. It's really for machine quilting. But if you can't find the hand quilting thread, I guess you would have no choice but to use this machine quilting thread. So this is what I use. And then these are the needles that I use. I got this thread right here from my local quilt shop. I got these needles from Michaels. Don't tell nobody. These people ain't sponsoring me. I ain't monetized here, but I just want y'all to know what I'm using. I ain't trying to hide nothing now. So we are and then it says sharps. For some reason, I'm having a hard time finding the betweens in the stores. And I don't know, years ago, I had access to quite a few quilt shops. Hi, how you doing? Um, I had access to quite a few quilt shops, but and I've been quilting. This makes 22 years because I started in 2003. But for some reason, I guess the economy and then you had the pandemic to come along, and I just lost access to quite a few. Now I'm down. I had access to easily at one point in time. It was one right there, one, two right there, like four. One, two, three, four. Now I'm down to just two locations owned by the same people. But, I'm thankful for that because some people don't even have quilt shops in their area. And I do prefer to buy um, quilters quality fabric. But I said maybe just for the, just for to do it, because I would never want someone to be discouraged because from quilting because they can't afford quilters quality fabric. So I said maybe I would, you know, maybe get some chain store fabric or something just to and I'm just showing off my quilting. You see my quilting lines, my Christmas tree. Y'all say y'all can see the Christmas tree. See my little quilting stitches? People love those hand quilted stitches, baby. They prefer the hand quilted over machine, but I got a machine, but I did start off hand quilting, so I can go back and forth. I can hand quilt, I can machine quilt, I can machine piece, I can hand piece, so I can do them both. So it's best to know both. Yeah. So you can have more. So if you wanted to let's zoom in closer. If you want to do it by hand, you can do it by hand. If you want to do it by machine, you can do it by machine. It's all in however you want to do it. But yeah, I'm just showing off my quilted Christmas tree. I also have something else I'm about to show y'all too. Because what I was doing is I was I made quite a few items for Christmas. If you been watching my videos, you already know that. So for the items that had 3 layers of batting, I cut the binding strip at 3.5 inches. And for the items that had just 1 layer of batting, I cut it at 2.5 inches. Cause I be trying to make sure I got enough room to do the miter and make sure I have enough to fold it over and sew it down and all that. Especially when you working with more than one layer of batting. You have to make sure that the binding strip is big enough to cover up the batting. You fold the binding strip from the front to the back, so you sew it onto the front and fold it over to the back. And then, sew it down back on there too. So yeah. So this is that now I'm stuck where I have some of one strip of this strip. And then I have this other strip. Now, mind you, I cut them two different, ways. One is a cut strip at 2.5 inches. One is a cut strip at 3.5 inches. So what I have to do, since this mug rug is one layer of band, and then I want this strip to be 2.5 inches. So then this strip is 2.5 inches, but it's not long enough to go all the way around. And this strip is 3.5 inches, and it's not long enough to go all the way around. And I did cut them. I cut this strip, like up and down, the opposite way you normally cut your strips. I thought I was trying to do something. I had a rationalization of what I had, but that came out not to be true. So I cut this the regular way you cut your strips, like you have the selvage strip at the top and you edge at the top and you cut your strips. If it's like a 1-inch strip or 1.5-inch strip or 2.5-inch strip or whatever size squares you working with, you cut your strips. So this is you can tell. See, you see how that's going up and down. And this is going, the things are going, the lines are going, the circles are going side to side. So I really ain't caring about that because I just want to make this strip, the strip, and bound this mug rug so I can use it because I really want to try to have it done by Christmas Day. So what I have to do is cut this strip to be the same size as this strip. So I have to take, let's see. So if you ever caught with this, number one, don't cut your strips for your banding the same way you cut your strips for your squares, because I cut just the opposite direction and that shouldn't have did that, but I was really just trying something and it just came out to be something I need to be doing. So let's see how big this strip is. Let's see. So it's about maybe 1.25 inches wide. So then I would have to take this strip right here and then cut it at 1.25 inches. But when I do it, this is my folded edge. So don't cut on this side if you trying to make the strip small to match that other strip. You cut on this edge right here. So then I would find that 1.25 inch line and put it on that fold. Okay, and then cut along this line all the way down. So then I would go and get my 6x24-inch ruler and get my bigger cutting mat and just go all the way down this strip with that 1.25 inch line on this fold. So we're gonna check that again to make sure that the other one is actually 1.25 inches. Let's see. See, and then this way I had ended up with some of the selvage on the edge, but let's see. See, it's just about 1.25 inch, because that's the 1/4 inch line right there. That's the 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and then that'll be the next inch. So it's about 1.25 inches. So then you see, that's the raw edge, that's the folded edge. So when you so then once I get this 3.5 inch strip, it's folded. I cut it 3.5 inches and now I fold it over. So then I would take this and cut it at that 1.25 inches, right? Then you got to open it up and sew this, sew it together like you normally do your strips. And then I'll have 2 long strips, which would be long enough to go all the way around my mug rug. But just them separately, they not separately long enough, and it's not gonna look all the way right because you're gonna have this strip with these lines, these circles going up and down, and these strips going across. It's not gonna be perfect because it's gonna be two different. You working with two different grains the way I cut it. But this one I cut correct. Cause my goal was, I said, well, if I cut the strip up and down, like along the selvage, with the selvage, I had cut it up and down. This is the selvage grain right here. This is the up and down grain. And this is the crosswise grain, but I should have cut it all. This is how I normally cut my squares, so I should have cut it this way, but I was trying some. So when I put them together, it's going to eventually get to, one is going to be going this way, and then you take that's going to go from being this to being this, but I mean, I ain't finna cut no more strips, so it just gonna be what it's gonna be. But my goal was to have it so that this way the circles going up and down represents the proper grain direction. So my goal was for it to go up and down, just to be in the right thing. So it's still gonna be different, but it's not gonna go up and down all the way around, but that's okay. And that was my purpose of cutting the strips in the opposite way I normally cut my boundary strips, trying to make sure that it went up and down all the way around. But I see that's not possible, so I'll let it go. I have to just say that's what it's gonna be. But let's see how my little hand stitches look. And you see how that little red thread just blends in so good that then I end up not being able to see my Christmas tree too good on the front. But I wasn't finna do no white thread on the front. That's not what I wanted to do. But at least I had another experience what I did hand quilting. So, I'm trying to perfect my hand quilting stitch before I get on, some that's really major to me for June. So I had plenty of good time to keep practicing my hand quilting, and I have a big Valentine's content coming, and yeah, I'm trying to do a lot for Valentine's. Like, I want to make a whole quilt, which I honestly think I'm only gonna have the quilt top done in time for Valentine's Day, but not the whole quilt done. Just maybe the top. But I will do more videos as I make progress on my Valentine's Day quilt, and it will be a king size quilt. So, because I have a king size bed, so, and then I have to find a space somewhere big enough where I could baste it. Like when you go into your local quilt shop, some of them have that little room that you can go in, take your little sewing machine and sew in. But I don't know too many of them to have a big space for you to baste a king size quilt. So I gotta find out where I'm gonna baste it once I do a king size quilt top, where I'm gonna baste it is. So I got to find out where I'm gonna baste my quilt top at. But yeah, I just came in to show you all my little mug rug, my little quilting on my mug rug. And let me see if we can see my Christmas tree again on the back. Because you can't really see it on the front, but you can kind of see it on the back. So that's good. So I know next time maybe do a white thread, but Like you wanted to blend in, but I didn't think I was just wasn't gonna be able to hardly see my Christmas tree at all on the front. But it is what it is. So I know for next time, you know. So yeah, that's my little Christmas tree on the back, which you can see my little hand quilted stitches much better, you know. So yeah, so that's what I was just coming in to show you all today. My little quilting on my mug rug. Thanks for stopping by. Please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel. Please go and watch some of my other videos. And now, just look forward to me doing a lot for Valentine's Day. I already have the quilt top made for my pot holder. So I don't know if I may make another pot holder. And then I'm gonna make a quilt for Valentine's Day. I don't know what else. I may make my main thing is to get that quilt done. I don't want to do too much stuff where I don't end up with the quilt. Because I got to end up, because I've been wanting a Valentine's Day theme quilt for a very long time. So I got to make that happen. So y'all make sure y'all, be checking back and all that. Go and watch some of my other videos. Help me get this watch time up. And I'll see you on the next adventure. The next video. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking this video. Thanks for comments. Thanks for stopping by, Charlie. I really appreciate you all, and I'm thankful for all of you. So we'll see each other in the 2026. Check you later. Subscribe. Check you later. Subscribe. Check you later.